Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over the Game Week 3 preview and also my final team selection. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your team looking like for Game Week 3, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, as I just said, we're going to go over my final team selection for Game Week 3, and then I'm going to go over a bit of a Game Week preview, going over some kind of, I guess, frequently asked questions like Nkunku, Eze, Bruno Fernandes, stuff like that. I will be asking questions on Twitter every week going forward, so if you're not following me on Twitter, it's just in the description down below where you guys can ask me actual specific questions and I'll be able to answer them in the videos. But just for today, I'll just go over the kind of the broader sort of questions that people want to know about. But either way, let's get into the team selection. Obviously, we've already gone over it this week. I've already made my transfer. It was Nkunku to Rodgers. There hasn't been obviously a massive change because I've not taken a hit or anything like that. So in goal, we do have Henderson, who's got Chelsea away. Not really expecting a clean sheet. I'm mainly keeping him for Game Week 4, really, where I hope he's finally going to get me some points. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Chelsea will be scoring against Crystal Palace this week, which isn't ideal. It's not been a great pick. I might be wildcarding in Game Week 4, though, and obviously if I am, I won't be having Henderson on my wildcard, but I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll see how Game Week 3 unfolds. If I get a couple of injuries or something like that, then it probably will be enough for me to pull the trigger and Game Week for wildcard. I think I prefer to wildcard in Game Week 6, but obviously I do want Salah for the Forest and I think they play Bournemouth as well for the 4 and 5 fixtures because he's basically the best captaincy option in both of those fixtures. But yeah, either way, Henderson in goal. At the back, we've got Trent, who's got Man United away. We've got Robinson, who's got Ipswich away. And we've also got Pedro Porro, who's got Newcastle away. So ideally, I would like to play Ben Mee this week, but he's not going to start. And again, it was a bad decision from me. I didn't think he was a rotation risk, but yeah, I was never really wanting to play Porro in this fixture, especially because I've got Isak who's playing against him. But at the end of the day, if he scores, gets an assist, then that's going to be obviously absolutely incredible. But yeah, I'm not expecting much from Porro. I'm not really expecting much from any of my defenders this week. My team doesn't look good this week. I would love to wildcard, I really would, because I just do not like the way the team looks right now. But, you know, hopefully it's just a small stepping stone into greater things. But, yeah, Porro, Newcastle away. Robinson, like I say, Ipswich away, they did look quite good at home. And I think that they will, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay against Fulham. I think it'll probably finish like, I don't know, maybe it's a draw or something like that. But yeah, I don't think Robinson will get much from this game. He was an absolute hero last week, picking up an assist and 2 bonus points. But I don't think the Lightning's going to strike twice again. And the Trent against United fixture away, they always go one way or another. They either absolutely destroy Man United or Man United will get like a late winner or something like that, and they'll go and get the 3 points. But I don't know, I feel like Liverpool have been playing really well. Obviously United have just lost to Brighton. They don't seem to have started the season very well, seemingly kind of starting the season as they ended last season. So hopefully we get something from Trent. He's been very lucky not to get attacking returns, to be fair. His assist potential, if we go to his actual stats, in Game Week 1 he had an assist potential of 1. His XA was 1, and then obviously in Game Week 2 he had an XA of 0.53. So he's been unlucky not to get an assist. He's had 1.53 expected assists in the first 2 games and not 1 assist yet. So I'm obviously absolutely fine keeping him. I want him for the Forest and Bournemouth and the Wolves fixtures. But yeah, I think that hopefully if those stats carry on, he will get something against United. Either way though, that's the back line and the goalkeeper. In midfield, we've got Diogo Jota, who's got United away. Eze, who's got Chelsea away, Rodgers, who's got Leicester away, and then Saka, who's got Brighton at home. So that's like one of my only home fixtures this week is Saka, who's got Brighton at home. And Brighton are good. You know, they've started really strongly. I think it will be a tough game for Arsenal. I still expect them to win, and I'm hoping Saka will be involved in some goals. But yeah, not an easy fixture at all. I don't think it should be green. It should definitely be like a greyish fixture in my opinion. But either way, got Saka there. I'm deciding to play Rodgers over Smith Rowe this week. I got it right last week playing Smith Rowe over on Nkunku. I actually got it really correct because there was a 9-point difference because obviously Smith Rowe got 10 and Nkunku got 1. This week I think I'm going to back Rodgers. Leicester away I think is a better fixture than Ipswich away, and also Rodgers is playing in the better team. I do rate Villa higher than Fulham. And as well as that, Rodgers has played 94 the last 2 fixtures, whereas I think Smith Rowe is getting his fitness up, but as you can see, he plays 63 and then 68. So I think I'm just going to back the fixture, back the minutes played and stuff. And again, Rodgers has been unlucky not to get anything yet either. So I think Rodgers is going to be the play this week, but Smith Rowe isn't exactly a bad a bad option at all. I'm just going to back Rodgers this week, and hopefully I get two right in a row. Eze with Chelsea away, he has just had a price fall, but I'm absolutely fine keeping Eze. I think he's going to be a great fixture for him, to be fair. I think he'll play really well against Chelsea, and then obviously they've got the Leicester at home fixture as well, so absolutely fine keeping Eze, not going to be getting rid of him at all. And then Diogo Jota as well. Yeah, his minutes have obviously been pretty good lately. He's not obviously I guess a player that's going to cover Salah. He's played 78 in game week 1, 70 in game week 2, 71 in game week 2. But at the same time, he's still been getting returns. You know, he scored game week 1. He got the assist in game week 2. Even though Salah has been outscoring him, it's still nice to have him kind of getting returns and stuff like that. So the Salah damage is annoying, but Diogo Jota is making it not as bad, but obviously cannot cover Salah at all. That's the midfield. And then up top we've got Muniz, who's got Ipswich away, Haaland, who's got West Ham away, and then Isak, who's got Spurs at home. So Ipswich away for Muniz, not too bad at all. Again, he's had the most shots in the box out of any other player in the league so far this season. So I think points are on the way. I'm absolutely fine keeping him. There's other fires that I do need to put out in my team, like Ben Mee. Obviously, I had to get rid of Nkunku this week. I think Ipswich away is it's not exactly a tough fixture, but I don't think it's as easy as it is on paper. But I still expect Muniz to get something this week. You know, the stats are there, the numbers are there. He just needs to convert. He's had so many chances so far. Like I say, most shots in the box out of every player. So hopefully he can finally convert that into something. Haaland is my captaincy this week. West Ham away. I don't really know what the best captaincy option is this week, to be fair. There's not really like a massive standout captain. You could go Saka, you could go Haaland, you could go Salah. They're all really, really good options, to be fair. And I'm obviously going to go Haaland because he's, in my opinion, the best player out of my team to go for. Maybe Saka as well, but going to back Haaland. Obviously just scored a hat-trick. He looks like he started the season really, really strongly. And I'm absolutely fine giving him the armband this week. And then Isak, who's got Spurs at home. Again, we're going to talk about him a little bit more in detail in a second, because that's one of the bigger questions, whether to get rid of him for somebody like Watkins this week. I'm fine keeping him. He's notoriously good against Spurs, and he's, again, not something that I immediately need to get rid of out of my team. There's other fires that I need to put out. I'm fine keeping him for the minute, but there's obviously a lot of money kind of in, like, I guess, used up in him, and like 8.5 I could easily downgrade him, and then that would be enough to get like a Salah in or something like that. But either way, I'm fine with keeping Isak at the moment. And then obviously the bench, we've got Ward, who's got Villa at home, Smith Rowe, who's got Ipswich away, Johnson, who's got Fulham at home, and then Ben Mee, who's got Southampton at home as well. So yeah, would love to have played Ben Mee this week, but obviously can't do that because he's probably not going to start. So that's what the team's looking like. Let's take a look at the kind of just the most frequently asked questions this week. I've just kind of laid it out here. Again, it will look better in the next week's video. I'll ask questions and stuff and get them on the screen, and it'll be easier to kind of explain them and stuff. But first and foremost, Kwanzaa, if you do have a free transfer this week, I'd get rid of him. You know, he's just not an option at all anymore. He has gone down to 4.3, so if you don't have any money in the bank, then you're only going to be able to downgrade into a 4 mil defender. At this point, obviously, if you're on wildcard, you just get rid of him. But at this point, if there's no other fires put in your team, I mean, is it worth a free transfer? Probably not. I feel like the damage is already done. He's probably not going to go down too much more in price over the next couple of weeks, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to be like he's now only if we go to his ownership, he's now only 3.4% owned, and I think the worst is out of the way. So if you haven't already gotten rid of him, maybe it's not worth the free transfers. But like, unless you've got like no other issues and you just want that 0.3 because it's enough to maybe get you to a different player, then maybe it's worth it. But for me, yeah, maybe not worth the free transfer unless you obviously have to get rid of him for money issues or something like that. And again, the best 4 mil defenders to bring in, obviously Johnson's an option. There is the Villa kind of defender as well. It all depends if Villa sign a new right back, because Matty Cash is out for a month, which again is not actually that long, because obviously we've got the international break as well. So maybe he's a immediate replacement, but obviously he's not going to be long term at all. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. If I go to the Villa players, he's a 4 mil defender. I think he's I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I think it's this guy here. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but yeah, he is obviously played 74 minutes against Arsenal. He's, again, a very good replacement because of Leicester away, Everton at home, Wolves at home, but Cash is only out for a month, and as well as that, we've got the international break. So could be a replacement, but again, at the end of the day, don't do it if you obviously don't need to get rid of him. Nkunku's obviously next. There's a lot of players that you could bring in for him. Again, had a price drop. He's 6.4 now, so obviously he's not easy enough to go to a Morgan Gibbs-White or somebody like that. For me, the best replacement is Rodgers, because you'll only get 1.3 now, because obviously Rodgers is 5.1 and Nkunku's 6.4. So that is still the transfer I would make. Other options, obviously, if you have money in the bank, I wouldn't mind going up to Mbeumo. I think Southampton at home is an incredible fixture, and as well as that, on penalties now that Tony's off to Saudi Arabia, and as well as that, his numbers without Tony are just so much better. So with the run as well, after game week 4 and 5, he's going to be such a good option. Obviously, if you like, they've got tough fixtures coming up, so if you can't bench him, then you're not looking at too good fixtures here at all. But at the same time, if you are able to bench him for like a striker or someone like that, if you've got 3 strikers and 4 mids, then you're able to play those instead, and play like a 3-4-3, then he'd be like a really good player to bring in my opinion. But yeah, Southampton at home, I think he's going to do bits this week. Other options, obviously, Eze as well. I know that Eze's just gone down in price, but I think Eze's a good replacement for Nkunku if you've got the money in the bank, because again, he's had the most shots out of any Premier League player this season so far. So he's honestly gonna come good soon. But yeah, with Nkunku, I think he's an immediate sell. I just don't think it's worth him having in the team. He's playing with loads of other forwards that are playing for that position, and as well as that, he's just going to keep dropping in price. So for me, best replacement, definitely Rodgers, and Mbeumo and Eze if you have the money to upgrade. If you do need to bring in a different like 6.5 mid, then yeah, I really like Gibbs-White, who I think will do well at Wolves this week. And then Bruno Fernandes is another player that a lot of people are thinking of getting rid of. I don't think it's an immediate sell at all. If you take a look at his stats from Game Week 1 and 2, he had an XG of 1.19 in Game Week 1, so really unlucky not to score there. And then also a 0.73 expected assists in Game Week 2. So his numbers are there. He's been unlucky. He's on penalties. I don't think he's an immediate sell at all. If you're on wildcard, I wouldn't have him on wildcard. Liverpool at home obviously is a really tough fixture as well, but you don't know how that game's going to go. Sometimes United nick like a late minute winner or something. Sometimes they don't. It's one of those, but it's not someone that I'd get rid of this week. And then also Isak, yeah, I definitely would. I think I'd keep him this week. A lot of people are thinking of getting rid of him to Watkins, which again, Watkins is the better option. If you're on wildcard, then I'd go with Watkins, but I don't think he's worth the transfer. You're gonna need 0.5 in the bank to obviously upgrade him. But at the same time, I think Isak's like the bookie's like second highest, I guess, player to score this week. So again, he's notoriously good against Spurs. I honestly wouldn't get rid of him this week. I don't think it's really worth it at all. And then they've got Wolves away in Game Week 4, which again, Wolves haven't really started that well, so that could be a really nice fixture for Isak. If he's still not really doing much after that, then maybe think about getting rid of him. If you're on a Game Week 6 wildcard as well, and when he's got City at home, obviously you get rid of him for that fixture anyway. But yeah, not someone that I'd get rid of this week at all. I think they'll play quite good against Spurs at home. But either way, that's just going over some quick questions. Again, make sure to follow me. The Twitter's in the description down below, and you can ask questions there and stuff. And then obviously it'll be much better laid out in the future. But either way, that's what the team looks like for me this week. We'll obviously do the deadline stream tomorrow. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.